another makeup skincare video. So I have already cleaned my face. My face was feeling pretty dry, but overall it's really clear, so I really didn't want to use anything harsh on it because that would just kind of increase the dryness. So what I did today was I did what's called an oil cleanse on it. I took a little bit of just this, like some CBD. It's technically a body oil, but I've tried their facial oil. It's pretty much the same thing. What I do, you can buy like special like cleansing oils too, as I've mentioned in a previous video, but you can just really work that in for like 10 or 15 minutes and it'll pull out all of those little like white sebaceous like filament things out of your face and just leave your face like extremely smooth. So that's what I did, and that's how I washed my face. I just did that with water. And now I am working on moisturizing with my current routine. I am using the Ordinary Niacinamide Serum. Just like a little bit of that. Getting it everywhere. And then whatever you do to your face, they always say you want to work down into your neck and like your décolletage. So I'm just working that in. And niacinamide is really good for acne prone skin. It's good for blemishes. Oh, and now I am using the Ordinary Eye Serum. I just take whatever is in the dropper and just kind of like work that onto there, and then with a light finger just kind of spread that, kind of pat that around, and then I take it up onto my eyelid as well. I feel like if it's an eye product, number one, it shouldn't irritate your eye because it's made for the eye, at least a good one. And then number two, it should be able to be put all over the eye. Like, that's the point. It's an eye product. So, but I know some products, they're like, they don't want you putting it on the eyelid, which I think is strange. And then here I'm just using this peach lip mask. It's kind of like a dupe or whatever for the Laneige, which this is the best dupe that I found. I got a 6-pack of these from Costco and I'm really happy with them. This is my favorite one. I'm almost out. I really just love the peach. As you can see, I am getting near the end, which is kind of exciting. It means I'm gonna get a new one. I have a little stash. Like I said, I got a 6-pack of those. So yeah, I guess we'll figure out what the next one will be after that. Okay, now I'm moving on to moisturizer, just doing the Ordinary. And I think they've reformulated this, if I remember correctly. I find that this is a really good moisturizer before makeup because it soaks in to the skin really well. It doesn't like sit on top of the skin like some can, which is not a bad thing. Like, I like those types for like the winter when my skin's a lot more dry, like for overnight. And I want that like deep nighttime moisture. But for before makeup, I want something that's gonna soak in and not interfere with my makeup. But as you can see, I'm a really big fan of the Ordinary's products. They have not, however, came out with a good eye cream. So I still use my Biolessence, this expensive little sucker. I've used quite a bit of it. That's not all of it that I use. There is some air in there when you get it, but like I'll show you. I just barely like put my finger in, just get like a little bit, because you really do not need much. A little bit more for this side. I think it's almost time for me to go and touch up my Botox again. I can always tell when it's time because whenever I start going like this and these come back, and then when I smile, those are coming back. So it's probably about time that I go get my Botox again. If you guys would like to hear more about like my Botox, my experience, how much I pay, stuff like that, just leave me a comment and I can do a video about that. Alright, well that is my skincare all done, and so now we can move on to makeup. Okay, I'm back to do my makeup. I've already done my hair and picked out an outfit, so now let's get started. Okay, I am starting with my e.l.f. Beauty Shield Primer, just because I am noticing like my pores today quite a bit because my skin's kind of dry. That's why I did the oiling earlier. And I just want to hide those. As you can see, like immediately, like helps the pores. Like poof, they're practically gone. And in my opinion, I don't feel like you can ever fully get rid of like, you know, fully 100% hide pores, just because, I mean, it is your face. Like, your face is supposed to have some kind of pores, but we can lessen them. So my rule with makeup and things like that is I'm not, you know, in most things in life, I'm not looking for perfection. I just want it to be better than it was. Like, is it better? So if so, then success. Oh, also the self-tanning, I think I'm gonna have to start using like gloves, because this was like the weirdest part. Otherwise, I feel like my color like came out pretty well. Obviously I didn't do my face, but like I'm happy with the results, except for my hands and my feet. But like I said, that was my first time doing that. So it's a learning process, you know, we're getting better every time. Okay, so for foundation today, let's see. I mean, my skin looks really good with just that. I mean, I have this spot here. So maybe we'll just do a little concealer. Maybe we won't even do like a full face of foundation. Maybe we'll just spot conceal. Let's do that. Okay, so to spot conceal, I'm just grabbing my Bare Minerals powder foundation and my concealer, little baby concealer brush. And then I'm just gonna go over any like red areas. Don't worry, I will blend this in more. I'm just getting it where I want it. And then I just kind of, because the idea is you're supposed to swirl this product into the skin. That's kind of what activates that like creaminess with it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting it where I want it and then swirling it in. This spot has some dry skin, so it's being difficult. So I have to use a fair amount of product there. Just layering it up until I'm happy with the coverage. Okay. And then just the redness on the side of the nose. And then just a little bit anywhere there could be some redness. So we're doing this side of the nose, so you can kind of see a little bit of the difference there. Not a huge difference, but I feel like that's what we're after, is just some little subtle improvements. Okay, that looks pretty good. Do the neck. And I prefer doing it this way where, you know, you just touch up the spots that need it instead of doing a whole blank canvas. Because I find that this looks more natural, looks more like my skin, because it is. Okay, I am happy with that. I think that looks pretty good. Obviously, you could still kind of see this spot, but the idea behind that is just to diffuse that redness so it's not so obvious. Okay, now let's do contour. So since I am a little more warmer down here than on my face, I'm going to do more of a bronze tour with this Believe Beauty bronzer, just to kind of like add more of that warmth to my face to kind of match, you know, the rest of my body and my neck. So just starting up here with my hairline. As we know, I'm obsessed with contouring and bronzing my hairline. I don't know why, I just like how it looks. Okay, I'm just not getting enough. Here we go. There we go. Okay, happy with that. I'll do the cheeks. And then just kind of bring it down and around into that. Okay. So that's that side compared to nothing. I think I went a little heavier on this side, but that's okay. We'll just blend it out. This stuff does blend really easily. If you go a little too heavy, you can always just blend it. This blends well. Okay, and then the neck, chin area. Just to chisel that chin a bit more. Okay, so this is how we're looking. I really think I still want more on my hairline. Let's do it. Like right here, the tip top. Yeah, okay, I like that better. Now we'll do some on the nose. Just kind of down each side and just on the tip. Just to add a little definition. Okay. I don't know why I brought my hair forward. I don't need to do that. I need it out of the way. Okay, I think our face is matching our neck a bit more, so yay. Okay, and on to blush, we want to do the Milani Luminoso. Like I said, this is like a little mini one that I found at Dollar Tree of all places. I went back to try to find some more, but they were all gone. So I wanted to get some for my friend. But I wanted to try it first to make sure I even liked it before I recommended it. And I do like it, oddly enough. I wouldn't have thought, because it's really kind of peachy and orangey. in the pan, I wouldn't have thought that I would have liked it as much as I do, but it gives a really natural, like, you know, I've been out in the sun kind of look. Almost kind of like how a red blush like does that, almost kind of sunburnt, like sun-kissed kind of look. I feel like that's kind of what it gives. And I like a fair amount of blush, so and I like this blush because it's like a blush and like highlighter in one. Like it adds a lot of glow. As you can see, this is nothing, pretty matte, versus over here is like really like a natural glow. It looks like that's just my face. When I say a natural glow, that's what I mean. And I do a little bit on the apples. I like a fair amount of blush if it's like a, if it's not too like pigmented. Okay, that's cute. But that did kind of disturb our coverage we had with this little dude. So let me see if I can kind of blend all of these together over it. Man, this little guy is so difficult. Okay, let me try a liquid concealer. The powder is not playing ball very well. Trying to cover dry skin from acne can be difficult. Okay, so now we've covered that, but it's more obvious now. So I'm gonna go back in with my blush and like, instead of swirling it like I was doing, I'm gonna gently just pat that. Okay, yeah, I think that looks good. Up by the eye a bit more. There we go. Okay, happy with that blush. Now let's go on to brows. Okay, so because I'm out of my little micro pencil that I usually like to use, and I don't really like the ones that I have at the moment, like they're okay. I still have that red one, I do like that, but my hair has lost most of its redness now, so I don't really want to use that one. I'm going to try something I used to do back before I did the micro pencil, which is using like a cream little pot product from e.l.f. and you just take like a little small flat angled brush. I'm just dipping that. I don't know if this is technically a liner, like an eyeliner. I don't know, it's some sort of little cream pot. Okay, let's brush the hairs up. Okay, and so what I would do is, just like with a pencil, I would very lightly do the shape. Might need a bit more. I haven't done this in so long, so I'm kind of nervous. This used to be my go-to for my brows. Okay, let's get the shape. So I'm hoping I can still pull it off after all of this time. Let's see if I still got it. And I feel like this just kind of shows you, like, you can use different products. Like, you don't have to use like an eyebrow pen. You can use eyeshadow. You can use, I think this is, like I said, technically a liner. I don't know. Or cream shadow. Like, use what you have. Ah, okay. That was I got crazy there. And then if you ever have it where it gets a little too dark, just take your brush. Just like when you blend, right? Like if you go too hard on your contour, just blend it out. Take it off, you know, start over if you need to. It's okay to make mistakes. Just like we make mistakes in life. It's gonna happen. Happens to everybody. But you shouldn't see them as mistakes, just think of them as learning experiences, right? Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the shape. Just want to go in and really lightly add in some more hairline strokes. Fill it in more where I want it. These types of brushes are really good for that because you can do more those kinds of strokes, or you can do these kinds of strokes. You can do a variety of things with a brush like this. You can also use it for eyeliner. You want to do more of a winged liner. So having I think that was the biggest game changer in a lot of my makeup, was having brushes, like having different eyeshadow, like little brushes, right? Like you don't need too many big fluffy brushes. You only need a couple of these, one for like blush, one for bronzer, maybe like a fluffy powder brush. Like you don't need a lot of those. You need more of like the little brushes like this, little brushes, and then, you know, like fluffier brushes. You need more like eyeshadowy type brushes to create different looks. Okay, let's see. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna check on my TikTok filter and see how we're looking, and then I'll be back. Okay, moving on to eyeshadow. Oh, here's the brows. Doing that technique. It's a little darker than I probably would normally do, but I think overall it looks pretty good. Got a second opinion from Jade. She says they look good, so we're good to go. She was saying that she thought when you do brows that you want to do like a shade or two darker than like your hair color. And I was like, I have never heard that. Like, I always figured you wanted it to match as closely as you could to your hair color. So, give your opinion. Do you go darker, lighter, try to match? What do you guys try to do? I guess it's personal preference, a lot of it. Because some people want lighter brows than their natural hair color. Like that whole bleached brow thing that was a trend for a while. I never got on that trend, but... Okay, we have our eyeshadow primer on. Going with this palette from She Glam called In Bloom. It's part of their like travel series. I love this one. It's so pretty and springy and like rosy toned and like with some pops of purple, like this little duochrome here. Beautiful. Probably gonna go with more of like a neutral look really, but I don't know. We'll see where the wind takes us. Okay, let's start with a really natural light base. Let's go with this one called Sashimi on Over, which is perfect because I'm getting ready to go get sushi. Assuming that's what that is. Sashimi over on over. I don't know. I like the sashimi. We'll go with sashimi on over. Ooh, this is darker than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be really light. It's a pretty like mauve color though. Like light mauve. Okay, I'm just doing the same over here. I really take that pretty much all the way up to the brow bone. Because if you have hooded eyes like me, like I said, if you don't go up above the hood, like all of this, gone. So you really have to take it up over the hood, up here, and then also outside of the eye, just a little bit. Okay, so we have that. Let's do get a little fluffy brush. And then, this has more like pinks and greens, so I guess we'll stick with the pink kind of vibe. Let's go with like this kind of deeper one, deeper pink called Kimono Kiss. I don't think I've even used this shade yet, so this will be good. Okay, and I'm just bringing that in the outer corner and then up into that 7 area. Blending it into the crease. Like that. Might need to bring it out just a smidge based on how it's looking on my phone, just out in that corner. Because like I said, you really want to be able to bring it out and like really make that happen. And then same thing on this side. Now I like these brushes. I got these from Dollar Tree. They're kind of worn off, but they're Wet n Wild brushes, but I like that they have the notches that tell you where you should be holding the brush, because a lot of people don't know this, that you don't want to hold your brush like up here. You really want to hold most of your brushes back towards like the middle of the brush to get a proper application, because if you go too far up, you're going to be doing like too detailed. You want to really be able to swish that brush around more. A lot of people don't realize that, but that's why I appreciate these brushes from the Dollar Tree. Like they were really good. They're really good brushes in general, but they were really good like learning, like beginner brushes as well. And I feel like most of us probably start playing with makeup from the Dollar Tree, because you don't know if you're gonna even use it, and so you don't want to make a big investment. So I really appreciate these brushes from the Dollar Tree, like as good beginner like learning brushes, because that's exactly how I did it. Okay, think that looks pretty good there. Taking another one of those Wet n Wild brushes with the notch. Just a flat angled one. What do we want to do for the liner? Do we want to do like a purpley liner or no? Or maybe we can do like a mix. Because that color was kind of red. Actually, let's do, it looks like it's like the same depth, but this one's maybe a little more cool tone. So let's go with that, the one called Geisha Grape. Got my hand in it. Okay, so let's take some of that on a flat angled brush, a little liner brush. And then I'm trying to get a little closer. Ooh, too close. And then I'm just going to take that right along the lash line. And down the lower lash line. And the goal with this is just to give a little bit of definition along the lashes. And then I'm going to clean up the edge there. I want a pretty sharp crease there. Pretty sharp, like, definition there. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm not too precise with that, which is fine. These colors, they're a lot more red toned on the eye than they were in the pan. So I don't know that I love that fact about this eyeshadow palette. I mean, it's still pretty, but as we know, I like more cool tones. Okay. Clean up the edge a little bit. I'm not worried for the fact that I'm not done yet. So, because we can see that added a little definition, not a lot, nothing crazy, but it's all about the little details. Okay, so the reason I'm not too worried about it being too dark is because I'm going to take this shade, this really light one called Bamboozled, which is very, like, this one's very shiny, cool tone, shimmery, and I'm going to put that all over, and so it's going to cancel out a lot of that redness anyways. Ooh, that is pigmented. It's pretty. And I like to do a lighter shimmery shade on the movable part of the lid because it really helps to make that part more noticeable and lighter and bigger. If you have like I said, hooded eyes, like I do. We want to make our eyes look as big as we can. Okay, now let's take that fluffy brush that we started with. Where did I put it? This one. And then I went a little too high with it, so I'm going to blend those together, blend everything together, soften it up. Okay, and we're just doing the same on this eye. Just putting that all over the movable part of the lid. And then just softening. I feel like I went a little too heavy on this side compared to that side. So Just blend it. There we go. Did I blend too much? Maybe. Okay. I think that looks pretty good, pretty even. All right, so now we will do our under eyes just how we usually do with our Charlotte Tilbury, what's it called, Magic Vanish? I always forget what it's actually called. It's the under eye corrector. And that's why I don't worry too much about the under eye area if I go a little too heavy, because I know I'm going to be touching that area up. And I can go over it and kind of like correct anything that I went a little too ham on. And I try not to do too much in the area where I have like more crow's feet, just because I know that that area is more prone to creasing. I try to really just stick with the areas where I have like the darkness, like for example right here, right there, and then on this side right there, and like this blueness in the far corner here. And press it in so that it presses into the skin a bit more, looks more skin-like, instead of like over here where it's not blended. And like I said, I usually spend a fair amount of time on my eyebrows and my under eyes because those are the areas I guess I'm the most self-conscious about, or have the greatest impact on my face for me, in my opinion. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let's see. Like I said, you gotta check from like all different angles to see if you kind of like look at it from head on, it looks good, but then if you kind of tilt your head like this, you can really see that darkness still. And like this little area right here still. So I concentrate it more in those spots. Because I want it to look good from different angles, you know. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's do just the e.l.f. Halo Glow Loose Powder with our powder brush. This is just like a fluffy e.l.f. fluffy eye blender, it says. But I just get a little powder, tap off the excess, and then I pull down this a little bit because you can see some creasing sometimes. That's where I crease, and then I go over that, and then I will like let it go and then do one more really light dusting over the area. And there we go, set. And then same thing over here. I'll pull it down, look for any like creasing that's already happening, because it is. And then really get those spots where the creasing is happening. And then I let it go and go over it one more time. take this, if there's any little areas that got disturbed, and go over one more. One last time. Okay, happy with that. And then we're not done yet. So while I have my powder out and about, I just take that same brush and go over anywhere that I want to like hide my pores a bit more. So typically, or if you want to help with like creasing as well, like hide some of that, mattify it a bit more. I just go over basically my T-zone, this area where there's like pores. Or where you're more likely to get, I guess, like an oil breakthrough. Check that over. Smooth over anything that needs smoothed. Like I said, with this area, I am a perfectionist. I really want it to look. Okay, I am happy with that. That looks good. You can kind of see my process there. Now that we have that done, I'm going to take that same little flat brush, go back in. Now that all of that's done, I'm going to take that same shiny, shimmery shade that we used on the movable part of the lid, and I'm just going to do a little inner corner highlight. Nothing too wild. And then I also like to do what's called an underliner. If you can kind of see what I'm doing there, I'm going along the edge of that kind of cat eye. Like see how it looks before. And then I just take a smidge of that just underneath. Look at that. It just adds a, like I said, it's all about the little details that really can make it look pop. So we have our underliner, and then I'm going to take a little bit, pop it right on the brow, right underneath the eyebrow. Like, see, that's how it looks before. And then I'm just going to take a little bit and just sharpen up that brow a little bit. There we go. That's our eye look. All done. Now we need mascara. So I am actually going to curl my lashes today. This curler I got off of Amazon. It was one of the better reviewed ones. Like I said, I don't always curl my lashes, and I didn't forever. I never saw the point. I didn't see that much of a difference. It does add a little something, but not enough to make it worth the effort. But when you're looking for an eyelash curler, you really want to look at the shape like this way to make sure that it's going to match like the shape, like the roundness of your eye. Like if you look at my eye from the side, it doesn't protrude too much. So I don't really need a super like rounded eyelash curler. So this one was really good. It had good reviews. It was like $15 or $16 off of Amazon. And then all the makeup girlies say you want to kind of pump it, I guess, and then like work your way up the lash. I'm not an eyelash curling expert. As I said, I don't usually do it, and I just started doing it not that long ago. And I guess you want to do it a couple of times. Some people do it even after they've put on mascara. So let's see if you can kind of a little bit of a difference compared to like this side. It is a little more lifted. I don't know. I just don't know how I feel. Like it helps some, but it's like such a fractional amount for me. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I have like pretty long lashes already. I don't know. I'm trying. I figured to add a little extra pizzazz tonight. Just using our same old same we've been using. I think this one might be pretty close to done, to be honest. The way that it's acting, it's getting thicker. So what I usually do instead of curling my lashes is I just push with the mascara wand, like push the lashes up. Okay. A little clump there. Don't love that. I think this mascara is on its last leg. Okay. Do the other side. Coat number 1 there. That's 1 coat. It's real light. I think I got some on my lid. We'll worry about that after. Okay, now let's do coat number 2. So on the first coat, I focus more probably on like the root of the lashes and really try to get a lot of volume there. Versus on the second coat, I focus more on getting like the ends, like the tips of the lashes, and getting that length. Like I said, I'm not like a mascara expert. I don't know not much about different lash like mascaras. I know there's like waterproof ones, tubing ones, ones that are better for like the lower lash line, etc. I don't really, more of a one and done kind of gal. See, it's starting, this mascara is starting to get clumpy though. You can see from my little fingers. That's usually a sign, an indicator that the mascara is probably donezo for me. It's getting thick, it's not applying the same. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm just going to take like a little small brush. I got some spots where the mascara had a bit of a mind of its own. So I'm just cleaning that up along the lash line. But those are our lashes. Let's see what we think. Maybe a little more on this side, I think, on the tips. Okay, I think that matches a little bit better. Okay, good deal. Now we will go on to lips. So for lips, I'm going to try this product that I got off of Temu. It is a lip stain. Yeah, Pill Off Lip Liner Tattoo. I think this was in like shade 3 or something like that. It looks really pinky down here, but does not go on like that. This is one of those TikTok inspired purchases. I was not about to be spending $15 off of TikTok for this product when I could get it for like $3 off of Temu. But it's like a peel off, you can see it a little better, peel off thing. Okay, it smells kind of unusual, I will say. It smells like shampoo. It's not a bad smell, but it's not a smell you would expect on a lip product. And it's supposed to be a lip liner, but it has a very fat brush. I do wish I had a little bit more narrow of a brush. Or an applicator, I guess, not really a brush, it's like a wand. But I do love long-lasting color, like lip products like this. Because my lips are naturally, like, as you can see, pale. Okay, try to get the shape even. And the like little M. Okay. I feel like that's pretty even. Well, even-ish, I guess. Alright, we will let that dry and I'll come back when it's time to peel it off. I guess while we're waiting for this to dry, actually, we can go ahead and do our fragrance for the night. I'm gonna go with Giorgio Armani, My Way. Very floral. It almost has like a grape scent to me. It doesn't have grape in it. It's a very sweet fragrance. I like this, or chose this tonight because it's a little bit deeper of a fragrance than just a really light floral. It has a little sweetness, a little deepness to it. So kind of goes better with our floral and also like nighttime dinner out kind of thing. So, but it's also a good everyday fragrance. So anyways, that's the vibe we're going with. As far as like jewelry, just keeping it really simple, really casual. Yeah. I think this has dried. It's already starting to come off. So I think I'm just gonna wipe it off. Ugh. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Okay. think I got all of it off. So there you can see the color. Nothing crazy. Like, it does not look like this. It's a nice neutral pinky brown. Okay, and to top off our lips, I'm gonna go with this L'Oreal Glow Paradise right here. Then the shade Nude Heaven 130. I like these because they are similar to the YSL ones. Even the packaging is very similar. Mine's kind of like dirty, but I can't remember what they call theirs. The YSL, it's like the gloss lipstick or like the gloss slick stick or something like that. But there's a lot of these products that are kind of like a 2-in-1 where it's like a lipstick and a gloss in one, or like a glossy lipstick. Okay. This is it. This is our finished makeup look. I'll get some shoes on and I'll show you the fit. This is our finished outfit. Very Chanel inspired. I have this kind of light green Chanel inspired kind of boy bag, purse, and then these like little Chanel dupe from Target slides, little peplum top, pink cashmere cardigan. And this is it. All right, thanks for watching.